Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today, and today we're talking about some of the most recent Kevin Durant trade news, and it is a report from Mark Stein that Bleacher Report covered, and it's that the Suns at least want a first-round pick for Kevin Durant. That's not the main thing of this. I mean, I think we all know the Suns should get a first-round pick for Kevin Durant, but there's a specific first-round pick the Suns are looking for in this year's. And it's in this year's draft. Mark Stein said the Suns are looking or hoping for a big pick in the 2025 NBA draft for Kevin Durant. Now, honestly, I look at all the teams that are in the mix for Kevin Durant, and I think the best pick that the Suns could get in this year's draft is pick 9 if they do a deal with the Raptors. The Spurs, the Heat, you look at Spurs, Heat, Rockets. Rockets are at 10, Spurs at 14. They're not trading number 2, so you cross that out. Then go to, the Heat are at 20. They have some solid future picks, but they want a big, pick in this year's draft. I know there were some talks about Brooklyn potentially, but Kevin Durant shut that down real quick. That might be the best pick that they could get. That's number 8 in this year's draft. I don't know what other big picks they could get in this year's draft besides 8. 8 is a nice pick compared to not having a first-round pick, but I think number 8 is probably the best pick that the Phoenix Suns could probably get in this year's draft. But then you've got to, potentially make a trade. You got to trade Kevin Durant somewhere he doesn't want to go. And I think if you're Phoenix, you do not care about that. But if you're the Raptors, you don't want to give up as much for Kevin Durant, who will not commit. So you might not get full value. If I'm the Raptors, I'm not paying full value for Kevin Durant if he won't commit. I think if you're the Rockets, you're the Spurs, you're the Heat, you might be willing to give up a little bit more for Durant as the Raptors would. Honestly, it seems like the Raptors are the team that are willing to give up a good price for Durant compared to the other teams, and those are the teams that Durant wants to commit to. The Raptors might have the best package, and they're a team that Durant doesn't even want to go to because they've got number 9, they've got Quickly, they've got RJ Barrett. We heard yesterday from Mark Stein and Jake Fisher that the Raptors do not want to trade Jakob Poeltl in a deal, but it seems like they'd be willing to get rid of pick 9. They'd be willing to get rid of potentially Quickly or RJ Barrett or potentially both. So that's a pretty good package back for Kevin Durant, a guy who's going into free agency, a guy if you keep will just leave you next season. So I think Phoenix has some decisions to make. And I know there's a lot of pressure on them right now, and see what they're going to do. And we'll see when a Kevin Durant trade happens. I predicted it would be before the NBA draft. Now it seems like maybe the Suns don't care to wait until after the draft to make a Durant deal, which this report would, if they are hoping for a big pick in this year's draft in the 2025 NBA draft, then you don't want to wait until after the draft to make a trade because you can't get a big pick in this year's draft in a Durant deal if you wait until after the draft. So that makes me think again, okay, they're going to try to find some way to get a deal done before the NBA draft next Wednesday starts. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. That's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out.